the Arnold Palmer Invitational. TyrellHatton's tee shot at 13 and Robert Dameron's on site.
Going with iron, a little surprising. I think that it's still so cold that they could try to get it down there a little further with a wood, but fairway first. Rory longer, of course, than the other two of the group. This right up the center.
Yeah, and Robert, I think the important thing on this hole, obviously positioning the fairway instead of that nasty rough, but with that front hole location, I don't think you force it down there too far, so you can really control the distance on that second shot, trying to be as precise as you possibly can.
It is slightly downwind too, Craig, so if you get a little too close, the spin and holding it may be an issue where you'll just have to throw it too kind of towards the back of the green, but Rory's is perfect, and this is just a low pull. Looks like it's got bunker written all over it, if not rough.
Far from perfect. Let's check in with FrancescoMolinary, and Robert, what are you seeing from here?
Well, the lie's good enough where he doesn't have to lay up. That's a good thing, but the rough is still so thick. I don't think there's any control. Back fringe would be lucky. This got to go. Oh, no. Hit the rocks. I mean, I say oh no, but I guess that's a good break. It didn't go into the water, but he's going to have he's in a spot where the yardage book does not have any yardages from there over there. He's going to have to walk it off.
That was a great break.
That was a winner's bounce.
Stay out of the water. Well, yeah, you have to get good breaks.
The Ernie Angel was over him at that moment.
Exactly. Get good breaks early in the week. See if you can take advantage of them.
Evaluating the situation here.
129. Downwind off the left. Again, I just look for this one and Rory's to be a little past the hole. No reason to get cute.
I always thought, Chantel, this was an intimidating second with that front hole location. No issue at all for the Englishman. Always felt like justly judged.
Now back to RoryMcIlroy at 13.
Yeah, that was prudent. Take the water completely out of play, fly it to or beyond the flag, control it.
Sometimes you just need to... Speaking of being offline, Robert, what does we got here?
He's got a tree in front of him. And this, he's going under, which is surprising to me because this has to land in the rough. There's no... If he hits it low enough out of this lie and it lands in the apron, it's going through into the water. I think he had a play. Sit down. Sit down. And that's should stop. That is unbelievably good. And it landed about 6 inches, in the rough. Had it flown another 6 inches, it hits the apron and is gone. But that was awesome.
I would take that all day.
Yeah, absolutely. And this shot fraught with danger, especially with the water beyond and not knowing how it's going to come out of the rough, especially when you play it along the ground. Ordinarily, you'd like to elevate that shot.
Well, I had a word with Fuch, Francesco's caddy. He said, the lie was impossible to go up and over. They had water written all over it. And he goes, I hated the option we took, but there really were no others. He wanted Francesco to land it way short and try to leave it in that apron, but being the hero, I wanted that to go in. That would have been up and down of the week, and it's even at this point, it could not have been surpassed.
Chantel, I think it's cool that they've paired the last 3 champions at this event together. Get a chance to show their skills in front of each other.
It's kind of cool how pivotal wins at Bay Hill, at Arnie's Place, have been for anyone who's won. But TyrellHatton's been on a tear. This for birdie.
Not a lot in this. It tends to go towards the water, but not usually as much as the player thinks.
Yeah, to your point, Chantel, he played so well over in Europe, winning 6 times, but to sort of validate the world-class stature you gain to win.
RoryMcIlroy.
Well, the lid has not come off for this group yet. Rory's had a couple really good looks at birdie. Tyrell's had a couple and nothing in yet.
I think the lid has been closed.
Tower behind the green, kind of right in the middle of the green, and just let the wind take it. I mean, it's easy though.
Although everything you mentioned, Robert, wind out of the right, hole location left, you don't want to miss it left. It's a pretty deep bunker and everything sort of runs off the fringe away from that flag, so that'll be difficult up and down.
Yeah, RoryMcIlroy, and going back to your point, Craig, it's kind of remarkable how we were buzzing about him a year ago leading up to the 2020 players, and then all of a sudden just got ripped from his hands almost.
It's hard to believe he hasn't won anywhere in the world in about 16 months.
I spoke to his dad before the round got going. Rory's dad, Jerry, out here, and he said that's a beautiful shot. He said Rory's close. He's playing okay in spurts. It's just not all falling together each day. It's just one little thing holding him back, and it might not be the same thing every round.
Yeah, he talked about eyeing 2 small improvements targeting in 2021. Proximity to the rough, because he drives it so far, he's playing a lot of shots out of the rough, about 45% of the time, and putting inside 10 feet. I think when you have these performance goals, and you practice the correct way, I think that's going to be beneficial. But for a guy that's spent 97 weeks as the best player in the world to be 8th, it is difficult to fathom.
I've always thought, Craig, for a shoo-in Hall of Fame, for one of the best golfers I've ever seen, and that, again, had to be a miss-hit for Francesco, but for one of the best golfers I've ever seen, he throws more shots away, easy shots, 3 putts at the wrong time and down, or can't wedge it up.
Weather conditions. This was the hardest golf course on the PGA Tour last year. 74.1, which is over 2 shots over par. I think they're thankful for somewhat benign conditions, but I'm sure it's going to get difficult with looking at the weather forecast as we head towards the weekend.
Molinary trying to recover from that mishit.
That was a great shot, considering just the distance away from the hole, but also his lie was weird. It was laying in a rut. So he controlled that really, really well.
Time for the defending champ to show off his bunker skills.
Chantel, his ball is a perfect lie, and it's a little bit of an upslope. This is makeable.
Whoa.
That was bold.
Jump on out there, Robert. I like it.
It's early. Yeah, it's early. You might as well start off and see how you're doing. I don't want to dip my toe in the water. I'm going to dive in the deep end. Oh, no.
Maybe you'd seen his stats. He's actually leading the Tour and sand saves 70%, but
The primary cut. All right, here's McIlroy.
Another makeable birdie putt, not much in it. Inside right is really all you need.
We're trusting you more on saying that this is makeable.
I didn't say he's going to make it.
well, aren't all putts makeable? Actually.
Well, I guess
but you
not
should
as
have said he's
makeable as
going
that
to
one.
make it.
But yes, in a true sense, yes, they're all makeable.
Yeah.
All right, first birdie of the day for RoryMcIlroy, coming out the hard over this putt. This for par. A little up and down action we hope for.
This putt that appears to have right to left in it, but not much at all. Green tends to hold it slightly. Never hit it.
And he knew it right away.
But prior to the next shot.
Agreed. Easier said than done.
Yes. Say by Molinary that Robert said the lie wasn't great. It was